Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum class. This is Ms. Sidra Iqbal, visiting teacher of the Department of History and Arts, Division of Arts and Social Sciences, University of Education, Bank Road Campus, Lahore. I am here with the course title of Economic History of Pakistan for the program of Masters of History with the course code of HIST 4118. Today we will discuss the topic public and private sectors part 2. Basically this is the continuation of the previous lecture. As we mentioned in our previous lecture that this is a large topic, that's why we divided into two parts. Today we will learn about the labor and taxation. The trade union movement dates to the late 19th century, but because Pakistan's industrial sector inherited at independence was so small, organized labor as a proportion of total employment is still in the minority. This has not prevented it from becoming an important political force. Before the 1971 Before the 1971 Civil War, there were considerably more than 1,000 registered unions, most of them organized within individual establishments. Quantified unions based on a common craft or a particular industry were very few. Most of the unions were situated in the urban centers and were affiliated with one of three national labor confederations. After the Civil War and the emergence of Bangladesh, the number of unions declined to a few hundred, affiliated with one umbrella organization, the Pakistan National Federation of Trade Union. Because of the country's relatively high rates of unemployment, employers have remained in a strong position, and many of them have been able to bypass have been able to bypass working agreements and laws. Only the unions in the larger industries, e.g., cotton textiles, have had the necessary coherence to fight back. Labor laws introduced in 1972 met some of the demands: job security, social welfare, pensions of organized labor, but also sought to control political activity by industrial workers. labor union activity was severely constrained, constrained by the military government of 1977 to 1988, but was subsequently revived during the first administration of Benazir Bhutto from 1988 to 1991. Taxation accounts for the main source of government revenue. The government levies sales taxes, income taxes, custom duties, and excise taxes. Sales and income taxes account for the largest proportion of all revenues, with non-tax receipts constituting a large portion of the balance. Government expenditures exceeded revenues by a large amount. So, income tax rates have been comparatively high, but the tax base has been so small that individual and corporate income tax revenues have remained substantially lower than excise, sales, and other indirect taxes. The government has been able to maintain heavy expenditures on development and defense because of the inflow of foreign aid and worker remittances. I hope you can understand. Now we are going to talk about the transportation and telecommunications. Buses and trucks have displaced rail as the principal long distance carrier. A program of deregulation of the road transport industry was undertaken in 1970 and encouraged the entry of a large number of independent operators into the sectors. Trucks and tractor drawn trailers have largely displaced the traditional block tradition bullock cart for local transport of produce to markets, but in many rural areas, animal power is still crucial to economic survival. Air transport of cargo and passengers have become increasingly important. All the main cities, all the main cities are connected by major highways, and Pakistan is connected to each of its neighbors, including China by road, including China by road. Great majority of roads are paved. The country's main rail routes run more than 1,000 miles, 1,600 kilometers, north from Karachi to Peshawar, north from Karachi to Peshawar via Lahore and Rawalpindi, and other main line branches northwestward from Sakhar to Quetta. कहा जाता है कि सिटीज़ आर कनेक्टेड, जो है वो हाईवेज की वजह से कनेक्टेड हो गई हैं। बसेस और जो अदर व्हीकल्स हैं उन्होंने रेल्स की जगह ली है, और रेल्स जो हाईवेज हैं उनसे सिटीज़ कनेक्ट हुई हैं। एंड ना सिर्फ सिटीज़ बल्कि जो नेबर कंट्रीज़ हैं लाइक चाइना बाय रोड भी उसके साथ जो है कनेक्शन है। द ग्रेट मेजॉरिटी ऑफ रोड्स आर पेव्ड। 100 जो है माइल्स का जो मतलब यहाँ 1600 किलोमीटर नॉर्थ फ्रॉम कराची टू पेशावर विया लाहौर एंड रावलपिंडी, और जो अदर लाइंस हैं वो सखर टू कोयटा हैं। मतलब ये सारे जो सिटीज़ हैं इनको आपस में कनेक्ट किया गया है बाय हाईवेज। अब अगर हम देखें तो कराची से पेशावर है, पेशावर विया लाहौर और मतलब लाहौर से गुज़र के और रावलपिंडी से, और अदर मेन लाइन ब्रांचेस जो हैं वो नॉर्थ वेस्ट वर्ड हैं, सखर से कोयटा तक। कराची से पेशावर मतलब कराची से स्टार्ट होके पेशावर लाहौर से गुज़र के रावलपिंडी, और अदर जो है वो सखर से कोयटा तक। Pakistan International Airlines (PIA), established in 1954, is the national carrier. Until the mid-1990s, it was the sole domestic carrier, but since then a number of small regional airlines and charter services have been established. PIA also runs international flights to Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and East Asia, as well as to neighboring Afghanistan. The principal airports are located at Karachi, Lahore, Rawalpindi, कोयटा एंड पेशावर। यहाँ पे जो मेन सिटीज़ हैं इनके अंदर प्रिंसिपल एयरपोर्ट्स जो हैं वो पाई जाती हैं, जिनमें है कराची, लाहौर, रावलपिंडी, कोयटा और पेशावर के अंदर। पीआईए की इंटरनेशनल फ़्लाइट्स टू यूरोप, मिडल ईस्ट, अफ्रीका, ईस्ट एशिया और नेबरिंग अफ़गानिस्तान के साथ जो है वो कनेक्टेड हैं। Karachi, Port Qasim and Gwadar are the principal port cities. Karachi, again I repeated, Karachi, Port Qasim and Gwadar are the principal port cities. Since 2012, Management and modernization of Guadasport have been handled by a Chinese state-owned firm. A number of small harbors along the Makran coast handle the small boats that play between पाकिस्तान एंड द पर्शियन गल्फ। अब ये ग्वादर से जो है वो ट्रेड होती है पाकिस्तान मकरान कोस्ट हैंडल से पाकिस्तान टू अदर पर्शियन गल्फ स्टेट्स। ठीक है, इसके अलावा ग्वादर पोर्ट जो है वो चाइना और पाकिस्तान मिलके बना रहा है। चाइना ने शुरू में 40 अरब डॉलर जो है वो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की थी, अब जो कि बढ़ती गई है उसके बाद। तो ये जो है यहाँ से ट्रेड जो है वो पर्शियन गल्फ जो स्टेट्स हैं उनके साथ कनेक्ट की गई है। In the early 1990s, the limitation of the transportation system emerged as a major constraint on the modernization of the economy, prompting the government to undertake large scale investments in the highway sectors। गवर्नमेंट ने जो है लार्ज स्केल इन्वेस्टमेंट्स की हैं हाईवे सेक्टर्स में। हमने पहले देखा रोड्स, फिर हमने एयरलाइन, ठीक है, उसके बाद जो है वो पोर्ट। प्राइवेट एंटरप्रेन्योर्स वर इनवाइटेड टू पार्टिसिपेट on the basis of a build operate transfer BOT, which abbreviation is build operate transfer approach, which subsequently became popular in other developing countries. In the board build operate transfer system, private entrepreneurs build and operate infrastructure facilities such as ports, highways, and power plants, and then recover their costs by charging tariffs from the users. On the Once the investors have recovered their outlay, the facility created is transferred to the government. Pakistan's telephone system has developed and extended since the first year of independence. Since 1988, the government has stimulated investment in telecommunications and prompted the development of an efficient national system. Pakistan Telecommunications Company Limited, originally founded in 1947 as the state-run Pakistan Post and Telegraph Department and partly privatized in 1994, is the country's largest carrier. Despite increasing capacity standards, telephone service is generally sparse, with only a fraction of households having a landline, and rural areas generally still without any standard services. Mobile phone usage, however, has increased dramatically. Pakistani networks are connected with the outside world via satellite and by fiber optic lines. At the beginning of the 21st century, personal computer ownership was almost non-existent and internet access was sparse. Since that time, however, Pakistan experienced significant growth. By the end of the decade, the proportion of households with a personal computer had grown to almost one tenth, while internet access through home computers remained very limited. Internet penetration in general reached about one tenth of the population, partly due to popularity of shared portals such as internet cafes. Thank you so much. I hope you can understand this lecture. If you have any question, you can ask me anytime. Thank you so much, students.